Today, we're lucky to have Lili Gil Valletta, who won the Latina Trailblazer Award a couple of years back with the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey. Hola, Lili. Thanks for being with us today.
Hi, Carlos. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. She has offices in New Jersey, New York, and Colombia. And after we gave you an award, I think we were one of the first to recognize you. The United States Hispanic Chamber gave you an award. What was the title of that award, Lili?
Well, I'm humbled every time I think about that one, Carlos. It was the Hispanic Business Person of the Year. And when the National Chamber takes the time to recognize me and my team for that work, it's unbelievable. So I'm humbled by it.
Excellent. Tell me a little bit about your company, Cien Plus.
So, Cien Plus is known as experts in cultural intelligence. The way we deliver cultural intelligence is with big data analytics and market research, business strategy, which is the consultancy side of our business, and marketing services. But all of it, what makes it unique is that it's engineered for companies to know how to turn cultural trends and a diverse market into profits and growth. And that is why big organizations are tapping into us to help them grow with the power of inclusion.
How has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted your business? I know we chatted a little bit offline, and it's been challenging having some corporations do the right thing and honor contracts and really take care of their vendors.
Yeah, it's been bittersweet, Carlos. I think things like a pandemic or adversity in life doesn't happen to us in a way, it happens for us. And for us, it was a big wake up call in realizing that diversification of products and services was going to be key to success. So, all of the marketing scopes of work and contracts that we had that were tied to a lot of events, a lot of experiential marketing type of stuff, as you could imagine, it disappeared in a blink. When there's no March Madness and Copa America and UEFA Champions League is gone, a lot of our contracts were basically gone. So that was very sad and very difficult for us because we had to look into making tough decisions. But on the flip side, as you heard me in my introduction, we do have a tech and data analytics side of our business, and we just put all of our focus into how can we use technology and the way we are using AI to mine digital discussions and discover insights to help our clients understand people in this season of COVID 19. And very quickly, we pivoted, we focused on that. And thankfully, because of that diversification, we were able to kind of make it up a bit in what we lost on the marketing side, which now slowly but surely coming back up, was able to be disrupted by the power of technology and new partnerships that we created along the way.
So I'm really interested in your ability to pivot, right? So I would say I know we've done events together where we talk about superpowers and what superpowers Latinas have. I feel humbly that Latinos and Latinas have this resiliency, whether it's because we're immigrants or we hear the stories of our parents and grandparents that are immigrants. Touch on that a little bit. What do you feel is your ability to pivot like you did? And on the other hand, I'm constantly trying to tell small businesses, get out of your head and get the work done. Don't focus on the negative. I can't open my restaurant. I can't do this. Figure out, how do you go into the parking lot? How do you get another revenue stream? Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I mean, we are human. Of course, your first instinct and reaction is one of fear, but fear is like the enemy of execution. It gets in the way, it gets in your head. You get in your own head with fear. And I think it was this resilience that you're talking about. I think it's is in our DNA, and it comes from our parents, our upbringing, our stories, just the way many of us have come into this country, in my case literally with a student visa on one hand and a suitcase on the other, and just a bunch of dreams. And because of that, you're not going to let anything or a virus get in the way of your dream. And that is the spirit. I know it gets really stressful, but I see the adversity and the desire to provide for your family or keep your employees or support your community as fuel that should be not a demotivator, but more fuel to figure it out. And figuring it out includes humility, being vulnerable, asking for questions and advice. You and I talked along this journey, and when COVID just hit, don't try to be Wonder Woman on your own. I think if we're comunidad y familia, this is the time to be comunidad y familia and reactivate that spirit that makes us who we are as immigrants or believers in the American dream.
Yeah, and I'll mention, Lily, as a country of immigrants growing up in Hudson County, this was a similar story for Italian immigrants, for Irish immigrants. So I won't say this is unique to Hispanic immigrants, but obviously the last wave of immigrants, or the larger wave, has been Hispanic immigrants. If you had one last message that you would want to emphasize to US companies, to companies based here in New Jersey, what would that message be, Lily?
I'm going to bring it back to the work I do in cultural intelligence, Carlos. Right now, there's a lot of talk about the disproportionate impact of COVID on diverse communities, health implications, financial. Then we have social justice and protest erupting. And I will tell leaders out there, don't let this be an episodical PR moment in time. Inclusion and cultural intelligence is not a program, it's a mindset, and it's a way of doing and growing business. And this is not just because the Latinas telling you Latinos matter, it's because the numbers do the talking. And when you look at the growth patterns in population, in buying power, in even the affluency and upward mobility of our community, that is where you bet on, and you bet on growth. So make the smart, data driven and purposeful decision, because you can have both: do well and do good.
And I know this is an emotional topic, but I like that you base your decision making on facts and figures. Because when I talk to people about this topic, it could get very emotional, but it's easier to just show people numbers, the buying power of the Hispanic community, how companies do better with diverse boards of directors. So I appreciate what you do, Lily. We're going to have you back on, but thank you so much for what you do. And abrazón.
Abrazo virtual in this era of distancing. So thank you so much.